Hey everyone, it's Dr. West and Noble at the West Clinic, and we're just excited to give some people some hope and some optimism because of Noble's story. And so I asked him if he would be willing to share it, and he's like, yes, I will do that. So Noble, tell everyone what you felt like before you came to the office.
Well, I was very fatigued every single day. I had a very hard time getting the day-to-day tasks done. I had to sleep a lot to just be able to stay on top and get the work done I need to in the day. And just tons of fatigue.
Yeah, so did you have a medical workup or was someone trying to help you before you came here?
I did, yeah. I had a few doctors try to help me. We went to sleep doctor, general doctors. We tried different medications or different techniques. We tried natural doctors. And
Was there a original diagnosis when you came in? Was anybody saying, hey, you have Epstein-Barr, you have chronic fatigue, you have myalgic encephalopathy? Do you remember what they said?
they didn't really say much. They had some speculations, but nobody came up with a definite answer on what the problem was.
And you live a couple hours to come to the booming megatropolis of Pocatello, Idaho. And we did our workup and we started giving you treatments, and what happened?
Well, started first little while, didn't really feel much a difference. And then after about 5 weeks, halfway into it, I started feeling a difference and changing and taking the supplements that Dr. West gave me here, and started feeling a lot different. I could get my work done I needed to in the day and just have a full and good day every single day.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, Noble, sticking with me, because the first couple of weeks you're like, hey, I don't think I'm going anywhere. And I'm like, you just got to give the system a chance. We dialed in, the supplements. One neat thing that you told me that I was excited to share with people is you're like, hey, I don't have to take a 3-hour nap during the day. And you've changed jobs. You have enough energy to do a little bit different job.
Mm-hmm.
And the treatments we gave them were the vitamin infusion treatments, specific nutritional therapy, and then the nerve reprogramming. So, Noble, tell everybody a little bit about your experience with the neural therapy.
The neural therapy. Well, it was a lot of needles, that's for sure, but it's really not that bad. After a while, you just kind of get used to getting poked.
So the neural therapy, what we wanted to do is help Noble's nervous system to be here, because what he's used to was living down here. And so we do that nerve reset, and initially people are like, man, I don't want to really do that. And what's neat about the story is that I know the system will work if you keep putting good things in people and get their nerves to restart. And Noble gave us the opportunity to do that. He stuck with it. He did a bunch of lifestyle things. He eats clean. He got the supplements. And now what's exciting is, like, this is kind of our last visit for a while, because I said you don't really need us anymore, which is really encouraging, because that's the goal of the office, is to help people to repair themselves. He followed through with the program. New job, fatigue's gone. Anything else I missed?
So give me a second to think about it.
Noble, is it okay to share the story with other people to give them a little bit of hope?
Yes.
And that usually means we put it on our Facebook or our YouTube channel. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great.
And if people are watching this that are having fatigue, would you recommend coming to the office?
Yes, 100%.
So Noble did a lot of work with doctors, wasn't getting where he was supposed to. We gave him the right things that he needed with vitamin infusion and neural therapy, and now we have someone that really doesn't need this anymore. We said, well, let's do a follow-up with you in sometime in 2021. But it was really fun to take someone without a gas, and really, he wasn't mean or belligerent. He just was really skeptic when we started, and it's nice to have someone that's got the left back.
Yeah, that's great.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. West and my friend Will. He started off as a patient. We've been able to visit a little bit over the last little bit of time that he's been at the office. And why I invited him to come on a podcast was, it's just kind of fun to see someone that's dialed into their health and is like, hey, I just want to be better. And to the extent that he's comfortable talking about his condition, or if anybody else's condition, it was just fun to say, hey, let me just interview and talk about it. And so, Will, you come from a galaxy far, far away, also known as
Texas.
All right, so Texas represent. I guess they do things, big there. but decided to come to Pocatello, Idaho. And Will, why did you decide to come?
For you. That's why we actually, I first learned about you because I saw a video of you putting a balloon down one of my friends in my friend's nose and fixing his deviated septum. And so I've had 3 surgeries on trying to fix my deviated septums, and you were able to fix it for my buddy really quick. So that got my attention. And then my other buddy had Lyme disease, and you fixed him up.
Okay.
And so his energy's back online. Like he was looking great. And so my wife and I were just needing a little boost, and we actually got West Nile like several months before.
That's right.
And
I totally forgot about that.
And it was causing brain fatigue and just different stuff like that. And so we were just like, look, we have 7 kids, got multiple businesses. We've got to have mental clarity and energy. And so we just made the decision. It's fun.
Okay, so Will's come out here from Texas. We saw his wife a little bit before they split up. They first came together, and then they kind of split up. And everybody, as a reminder, remember that chronic viral infections cause neurobehavior, neurodegenerative, psychiatric, autoimmune, and fatiguing illness. And I didn't make up that. I actually am quoting off from a study in the British Journal of Medical Practitioners. But when you have a chronic infection, basically it's kind of like this little bubbling thing where it just steals energy out of your body. And so when I did the workup with Will and Jessica, one of the things they're saying is like, look, we want to get energy back. We got to turn on the brain fog. We want to balance out energies. And one of the things that I'm excited to have people hear from Will's story is it's not your disease. Like I don't like it when people come in and they say, I have a diagnosis of this, and then how are you going to fix it? And the answer is, well, we're trying to fix people. We're trying to treat people, and we're trying to balance some things out. So Will, to your extent at what you feel comfortable with, how did you feel when you first came in?
So my thing is this: what you asked me, you said, hey, if we at the end of this 2 weeks, because I committed for 2 weeks, you said at the end of it, what would be a home run, grand slam? And I said to get my A game completely back. Like I need the brain back online. Right. And this is actually the end of 2 weeks. And what you said is, but when I go home for the weekend and Monday rolls around, I'm going to be really feeling it. So this is, I mean, I'm right now as of today, which I'm still going through all the detox stuff.
Right.
I feel like my brain is completely back online, which is a huge thing for me. And I feel like my energy is dialed in where I'm not in the constant fight or flight, where I'm not running on my adrenals constantly. I feel like those are recharged and I'm balanced again. And so I'm just kind of, anchored down and present. And so it's good. I mean, for me, it's everything.
And then we also did a little work on your nose, on breathing, on congestion. Mm-hmm. We wanted to reboot the nerve, try and get your energy levels. And so our main treatments was, vitamin infusion therapy, neural therapy, and then we did a lot of the energy meds. And it was just fun to kind of see you go from, and you're a lot healthier than most people we started with. Like you weren't coming in saying, hey, I need a cancer recovery, or I've got Lyme disease. It was like, look, I just want to be sharper. I just want to live my life up here, and kind of not in here. But we also had a really good experience with someone important to you, also known as your wife. So I don't want to
Okay, now that's the biggest change.
All right.
Well, because she's been home now, and so it's probably been 3 weeks since she has left your clinic. Probably more than 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's a month.
Okay, it's probably been a month. Yeah, I would say it's a month. And she is this is the biggest thing for me. This is where I get really excited. I care about myself, but I really care about Jess, who's taking care of the 7 kids and the home. You get to a point when you have all these kids where you think maybe this is just how life is going to be. This is the new normal. The house is crazy. We're tired all the time. You lay down to put the kids to bed and you fall asleep first. Just things where of your projects done at the house you want to get done. Oh, she is literally amazing. She's busting out projects left and right. She calls me after putting the kids to bed. And she's like, I can't sleep. I just have so much energy. And she doesn't drink caffeine even. I mean, this is literally just pure energy coming from her, and it's like,
yeah. But when we
insane.
started, like, she wasn't like, she was like, man, I've had a lot of responsibilities. I don't feel my best.
Yeah.
And I think the first time, because you were here for like a day or two, and that was like in August or something, and then you went home, got organized, and then she came up for a couple weeks, and then literally about 2 weeks later, you came up.
Yeah.
So how did she feel before we started?
Well, she was just, she says that she felt like she was sluggish in the sense of she's fighting through a big thing of mud. And her body felt slow, and and you saw that in her blood. Like, I've never seen anyone do that. Prick your finger, put it on a TV screen right in front of you. So, I mean, I saw that, and her blood looked sick.
Yeah.
Like, it looked sick.
And it's frustrating because I wish more doctors would do that. Like, it's so easy.
Nobody does that.
Just do the workup, put the blood up there, see if it's healthy. But we could see that it wasn't healthy, and then kind of what happened after that?
Well, she was just tired. So our thing was this. Jessica is like critical for our family. Like, it's so important. She's so important. So we were like, you got to go first. It's not like, you got to get in this clinic. And so she got an Airbnb that was pretty cool here in Pocatello, and she brought the kids. I took 2 of the kids, and she just came, and and every day she was at the clinic for 2 weeks, and within like a couple days, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so good. It's like, wow, she's responding like super quick. At the end of the first week, she felt like a totally new human. And literally at the end of 2 weeks, she goes, in the last 10 years, I haven't felt this good.
And so everybody, what he's talking about, what we did for her. So she came in with, trying to recover from a viral infection. Will's saying, I just want to be sharp. And then what we could have made a mistake in saying, all right, well, we're going to give you a viral protocol. And this is where really makes us different from other places, because I'm like, look, let's just treat her. Let's find out the vitamin deficiencies that she needs. Let's find out the energy deficiency needs. Let's reboot the system. Let's dump in a bunch of electrons. Let's reboot how her nerves are going. And that's the kind of that's what we expect and we foresee happening, because when you turn people's power back on, then everything starts to power up.
Yeah, she's getting better. Like, as time goes on, she's feeling healthier.
Yes.
So I don't know what that's about, but it's amazing, because a lot of times you can do some cleanse or something and then it feel good right afterwards, but then, a month later you don't feel it. She's literally feeling better every week.
And we expect that to continue, and the reason why is because she's outside the treatment system, but we put together some building blocks and stuff. Hey, this is what you need to maintain it, because the goal in the office is you get people better, and then make it so you're on the least amount of prescriptions, the least amount of supplements, so that you don't need us.
Yeah.
And so, all right, and then coming back for you, we wanted to turn on the brain, get you at a really high level. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got 7 kids. You got multiple businesses. And now it's kind of like, all right, we're kind of winding down. We're getting ready. We have a good plan for you to go home. And so for anybody watching and thinking about it or anticipating, hey, oh my gosh, I have to go from Texas to Idaho or from Alaska to Idaho, what would you say?
No, it's fun. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I've spent a lot of money on personal development, self-help, all of this stuff. You go to these conferences and you get pumped up, and at the end of the day, you get home and you get right back into life, and it's tough to maintain. This, from what I can see, is if you talk about the financial investment, I mean, there's nothing out there that you're going to be able to invest in yourself. I own my own company, but we're in sales. So I can use this energy and get a crazy return because I'm dialed in. Like, I have zero brain fog. I'm super in my head.
So you guys, what we did for Jess and Will is the electron therapy, which is vitamin C infusions. We did some energy work. We rewired the nervous system. If you've seen any testimonials or podcasts, it's all about getting the nervous system to reset, because the nerves, a lot of times, they stay here, and what we want them to do is we want them to function here. And so we do the neural therapy. So we did crown of thorns, we did adrenals, which we got to talk a little bit about the adrenal treatment, because it was really fun for you to be like, hey, what'd you do? So tell everybody, what is neural therapy, and how did you experience that as a patient inside the office?
Okay, so, the neurotherapy is different than the IV drip, right? So
Sure.
The neurotherapy is pretty fascinating, because my thing was this: dial me in mentally, and then let's get this energy back online. And so the adrenals, I felt like well, I didn't feel like all the testing showed that I had adrenal burnout.
Right.
Like I live in the fight or flight kind of world just with everything. So, getting the injections, I mean, the key to that is just relaxing and, take it like a man. All the adrenals, and that was, I mean, it's great. You feel reset. The crown of thorns. I don't know if you can see my face is still a little swollen, but you did all my sinuses today. You did my throat today, which was my thyroid.
Right.
You did, I mean, every single day I had injections, literally every single day.
And you guys, the purpose of her doing that is because in neural therapy, we're just trying to reboot all of his systems. We're trying to reboot his brain. We're working on his immune system, the adrenals, the thyroid, the stomach. We're taking the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system and putting them together. And Will, it's just been a delight. It's a real honor to take care of you. It's been really fun. I'm sad to see you go. Like, I'm happy you're going home. I'm sad to see you go. And obviously, we're going to have a relationship as things move forward. But one of the reasons I ask people to do this is I want to give people a sense of vitamin H. And what that means is that stands for vitamin hope. It's not a real vitamin, but just want people, like when you tell the story, like when I'm saying, oh yeah, we're helping all these people, it's one thing. But when people have actually experienced it and they get better and you've seen it with your wife improving, it's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you this, so my neighbor, so it is, you do get a little bit hopeless. I mean, you get to where you go, I think my wife's about to be 40, and you just think, she said to herself, I guess this is just, everyone's telling me this is what life's like. I just need to be prepared that I'm going to be tired all the time. And our neighbor, who is a single mom of 4 kids, literally, when Jessica was telling her story, was bawling, was crying, because she feels there is no hope. She took 2 naps yesterday. She has to work full time, take care of 4 kids. She has 0 energy. And I mean, she's just devastated. She's like, I don't know how to sustain this. And she's like, if you can last a month, 2 months, I'm going to the clinic. So she's coming. So, Jessica at the end of a month's feeling better than ever. And she's literally crying because she's getting an ounce of hope that she can get her.
Well, and one of the frustrating things that I see is the medical recommendations for someone that's tired is, okay, here's a happy pill. It must be because you're depressed.
Yeah.
Or here, we'll give you something that'll rev up your system. Maybe we give you some Adderall, or we get some Ritalin or something like that. Or, well, you just sleep more.
Yeah.
And what's happening is you got to get the immune system to dial in. When you get it to respond, what Jessica is feeling right now is like normalcy. Like, it's not normal for you guys to be tired. It's not normal to hurt. It's not normal to have headaches. It's not normal to have a chronic, feeling of dragging or chronic diarrhea or chronic constipation. And when you start giving the people what they need, which is, it could be vitamin C, it could be the IVs, it could be the, neural therapy. When you do that, all of a sudden the systems start to come back on. And now Jess is feeling like, okay, this is what it's like to live normally. And normal for her is so much different for anybody else. And your family's awesome. It's just fun to take care of you guys.
Well, I would just, for anyone that's thinking about it, I would say just come get your blood looked at. That's a really cool experience to see, what the potential of your blood is, and then to see what reality is. And within 2 weeks for me, my blood literally looks like what you first showed us, which was the ideal situation for your blood.
Yeah, it looked great today. I mean, so Will had a little bit of, it wasn't looking good before. We started getting the blood to separate, reprogramming the nerves, helping it. Anyway, it's been neat. Will, is it okay to share the story with people?
Please.
So we're going to put this up on our channel and on YouTube. And so Dr. West and Will, and kind of Will speaking for his wife, Jess. Hey, everybody in Texas, I want to say hi to that. And we'll see you guys on the next video. We're signing out.